All right, this meeting is being live streamed. Hello, Brenna. Hello, everyone. So today, guys, we have been talking about funding. Funding is huge right now. And as you all know, it's one of the first steps, right? To identify, okay, what is my purchasing power when it comes to a short-term rental? Can I buy something now? Do I need to do a little bit of work on, my savings, on my credit? Or am I ready to get started? And so this is one of my favorite subjects because it is the one thing that I recommend that everyone does is one of your first steps to identify, well, what can you buy? Because that will then inform you of which markets are available to you, the types of properties, and so on and so forth. So over the last few months, we've talked about second home loans. We've talked about debt service coverage ratio loans. We've even covered, even last week, we covered a few interesting things, and we actually touched on one financing option or product that I really haven't gone into and covered in any of our groups, in any of our masterminds, and that is the amazing and new to me, it's rather new to me, bank statement loan. Okay, so this is a different mortgage product, and with us today, I am so grateful to have our very own Brenna Carls from the Mortgage Shop team. Avery Carl, right? You're on that same trajectory with Avery, and so super excited about that. And guys, check out Avery, author of Short-Term Rental, Long-Term Wealth. Love her and herself. So shout out to the Carls. But really, Brenna, I'm super excited to have you because we first met a couple of years ago when you were helping me to finance that property on the beach. And what I loved about Brenna, you guys, is that she's very strategic, she's very creative, and she knows how to think a little bit outside the box. She says, okay, if we do it this way, maybe we can look at it this way. If we do it this way. So she's not going to give you that like one size fits all response. And it comes with experience, right? So she's not just reading from a script or anything like that. She actually did the numbers with me. She's a numbers girl. She calculated. I said, well, Brenna, I don't want to put a lot of money down. She goes, okay, well, if you don't want to do that, here's what needs to change. And here's what we can look at here. And someone like that, you need to have in your corner, because a big box, for instance, if you're just working with them, and no offense, theater majors, I was working with a big box lender, and the gentleman, he's a theater major, and he just started the day before, and he was just reading off a script. Well, he didn't have the years of experience to know how to get a little bit more strategic with my personal situation. And so I'm going to shut up and let Brenna, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself, and we're going to dive into these bank statement loans. I'm so excited you announced about that a couple of weeks back.
Yeah. So, hey guys, my name is Brenna Carls. I am the CEO and co-founder of the Mortgage Shop. So we specifically specialize in what you guys are wanting to learn about: short-term rentals, long-term rentals, and vacation home rentals for you guys. And kind of like Rachel said, I wanted to create a company that did not say no to you guys for financing. And so I'm always coming up with creative ways and products to offer you guys. And so our latest product, as Rachel said, is that bank statement loan. And it's for self-employed borrowers, or it's for people that have rental income that you're filing on your Schedule E, things like that. If you show, negative income, if your income decreased substantially over the last 2 years for some reason, or because you claimed a lot, because the IRS doesn't let us have our cake and eat it too. So if you claim a lot on your tax returns, you will not show as much income. So this is ideal for you guys. This is ideal for everybody who wants to quit their day job, right? I will personally never be able to quit my day job, which is fine because this is what I specialize in. But if you start to just become income earners only on your rentals, this is also a great option for you as well, because it goes off of your bank statements as opposed to, your W-2 income, or as Rachel said, inside this little box income.
Awesome. Okay. So Brenna, I like that you touched a little bit on the different individuals that would qualify. So again, if you have a W-2, you don't necessarily have a business or anything like that, stick to maybe the traditional route, right? If it's just a W-2, you don't have any rentals, you don't have a business or anything. If you can do maybe a second home loan, just an FHA, if you can qualify for something like that. This bank statement loan is specifically for individuals who are business owners or investors, would you say? Help us to identify, like, well, how do we know if we would qualify? How do I know if my situation would qualify? Who would you put more so in the bucket of the FHA versus debt service coverage ratio, which I know you're very familiar with as well, and versus the bank statement loans, because I want to create a clear picture for everyone.
So yeah, if they don't have any properties yet in your W-2, you should try to qualify conventionally with just a normal loan, second home, if you're doing the second home route or the investment property route or primary, try to qualify conventionally. The interest rates and terms are better. And you can build up your portfolio because you can have up to 10 finance properties conventionally. And that's residential, guys. It's not commercial. So keep in mind, if you have like a doctor's office that you own or something, that doesn't count against that. So try to do that first. And then if you are W-2 and you are not self-employed and you want to expand as quickly as possible, and you've already hit that debt to income threshold this year because you have yet to file your tax returns to show that rental income, the DSCR, the debt service coverage ratio, like Rachel said, would be an option because that does not go for your personal debt or personal income. And then for your self-employed borrowers, same situation, if you've maxed out your debt to income ratio possibly, or again, you claim too much on your tax return or you decrease in income substantially for some reason or another. The bank statement loan would be what you would want to do. It's very friendly. I mean, it's 10% down for a primary or a second home, which is great, up to a $3 million loan amount, not purchase price. So that's loan amount, guys, and that's a hefty loan amount. So that should cover most everybody's purchasing for residential properties. And then investment only, you can do 20% down. And so it is pretty friendly for all of that. So if you can't qualify for anything else, we can bring you in and try to qualify you for this loan as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So guys, for those of you sitting in back, let's let that breathe for a moment. $3 million loan amount. Oh my goodness. And still at a 10% down. Like, how could it be? That's insane. So Brenna, what is the term on this? Is it like a rapid arm or what is it? Tell me.
It's a 30-year fix. So you can do a 30-year fix. There's no prepayment penalty or anything like that. Just think of it as a conventional loan, except it's just unconventional income calculation.
That's awesome. So guys, I really wanted to bring this to you all today. For those of you who have questions, and I know Brenna went through quite a bit rather quickly. So if you did not have your pen in hand, I am pretty sure you're like, wait a minute. So that's why you're here today. And I love, love, love doing these lives because you can ask your question while you're here with Brenna. And I saw that, Christian, I saw you just pinged me. So I'm going to take a peek to see what the questions are for sure. And so before I jump into the questions, so Brenna, tell me a little bit about credit score. Like, do I have to have like a nice fat 850 credit score? What does that look like for someone who is looking and maybe their credit score, they got a business, so it's like a little up and down situation. What's going on with that?
So yeah, it's only a 680 median credit score. So through your 3 credit bureaus, you just have to have that 680 middle or median credit score to do the 10% down. And then if you have a, lower, like a 640, you can do 15% down second home or primary residence, or 25% down investment only. So if you are trying to get your credit back up from possibly incurring, when you close on a mortgage, your credit score can go down for a second until you pay that first mortgage payment. So if you're in that situation, you still can qualify, with a 640 credit score or higher.
That's amazing. And so this is, guys, for those of you who are just jumping in, we're talking bank statement loans tonight. So this is not your regular second home loan, which is kind of the FHA back. This is not debt service coverage ratio loan. This is bank statement loans. Why is it called bank statement loans? What do you need to know about my bank statements?
So it's business bank statements. So let's say you have, your Main Street Investment LLC business. We take the business accounts and we take it for 12 to 24 months. I say 12 to 24 because if you do 24 months bank statements, then your interest rate will be a little bit better by 0.125. But we essentially take all the deposits that you've made in there and do the expense ratio. We do an expense ratio after we add that all up. And then if you own 100% of the business, then after the expense ratio is determined, you can use 100% of that income. If you own 50% of the business, you would take 50% of that income per month. And that's how we determine your said monthly income.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this, Brenna. What if I just started my business, say in January? Would I qualify from for a bank statement loan?
No, because you have to have your business open for at least 2 years. However, again, the DSCR option is probably for people that are starting out or don't quite have that 2 years history yet. So there's always that option for you guys. So don't lose hope on that.
Okay, that's awesome. And so I just wanted to highlight that. So this is primarily for someone who's had their LLC for 2 years. And so you're looking at the bank statements for the past 2 years as far as how the business has been performing. What exactly are you looking for?
Just your deposits. We don't care about anything else, just the deposits.
Awesome. I love that. So I'm pulling up the questions now. So the question is, how does the interest rate compare of this type of loan as compared to a 30-year conventional loan?
So they're actually not too far off. I was looking at a rate today, and I think a conventional was like at 5.25. And then, before we went live, I pulled the rates and it was at 5.5. So it's not out of this world interest rates. I would think it would be a lot higher, and it actually isn't. So
awesome. Yeah. And so where are my little 2.75?
Yeah.
I thirst.
Isn't that what I quoted you? Like, I think I quoted that to you initially when we talked.
It felt so long ago, Brenna. Awesome. All right, guys. So you heard it. So it's comparable. And you know what? When the 2.75s were here, guys, there was no blinking an eye. Why would we look at this 5.75? But now they're neck and neck. This bank statement loan is neck and neck with the conventional loans. So it's like, okay, what's the point of just kind of getting laser focused on one? Definitely take a look and see what options are available. So great question. Thank you so much, Miranda. I appreciate that question. Hey, Annette. Annette is a staple here. Annette, I so appreciate you always jumping in. Annette wants to know, what type of home can you buy with this loan? And here's her option she's asking about specifically: single family, townhome, new construction. That's such a great question. Yeah.
So you can do single family, new construction. Now there's a difference between new construction and construction. So new construction is when the builder builds it, the certificate of occupancy is issued by the county, and then you close on it. So you can do that. This isn't for a construction loan. So you can't do a construction loan with it, but new construction is fine. Single family is fine. You can do 2 to 4 units for a primary or an investment property. The loan to value, though, just goes to 75% at that point. And then 85% for your primary residence if you're doing a 2 to 4 unit.
Gotcha.
As you probably know, you cannot do a second home for a 2 to 4 unit. They just don't allow it. It's either primary or investment property. You can do a condo if it's warrantable. If it's non-warrantable, then we would look at that DSCR option probably for non-warrantables. But yeah, those are the property types.
Okay, so that's really important. I know, Annette, we're talking about it. We're looking more so at a construction loan. So for the construction loan, you're saying that wouldn't necessarily qualify. Off subject a little bit, what would you recommend for a construction loan, straight up?
Who I would recommend to use?
Yeah, like what kind of loan would that be? Like what category? Is it like straight up commercial, or?
It's just called a construction loan. So I'm construction certified, but I'm not doing them right now because of the cost of materials are so volatile. And it's a big pain because the contract will always protect the builder first. It's a cost plus contract. So if your materials become more expensive, you will have to come out of pocket for that. And so I don't offer it, but yeah, you're wanting to look at a construction loan, and there are companies or banks that offer construction permanent loans, which is like a one-time close deal, which is cool. However, just keep in mind, you may run into issues of closing when the cost of materials go up, and then you have to come out of pocket at closing extra.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that nugget, but that's so good because I have several members of our community who are looking to do construction, but the cost of materials, you're right, Brenna, has been out of control. Oh my gosh. Okay. So thank you for that nugget. So there you go, guys. There's that loan where you can do just a 1 close, which seems more beneficial than the 2 close, but then keep an eye out to understand what happens, when the costs go up and whether or not you're going to be ready if you have to come out of pocket. So that's really important to take into consideration. So thanks for that bonus nugget, Brenna. All right, so next question from Anthony. Anthony says, what type of financing work for a CORF?
Cash out refinance.
Oh, thank you. I was like, what is it?
Yep, you can do a cash out refinance. It's just 75% loan to value.
Okay, so cash out refinance, and let's talk a little bit about that. Is that just a different lender, or do you guys have packages like that as well?
No, yeah, we do cash out refinances all day, every day. So
Awesome.
usually, now not to lower their interest rate, but to get cash out to invest in more properties, most likely.
And what about the home equity line of credit? Do you guys do those too, or is that different?
No, that is different. I do recommend that first if you can get one, because even though we do want your business, a home equity line of credit is revolving, right? You can pay it off and then keep pulling from it, but a refinance is one and done. And you also have to pay closing costs again for a refinance. So keep that in mind. That'll come out of your proceeds that you're putting in your pocket. And so once you finish those funds, you're done. You would have to refinance again. So a HELOC is preferable for you guys if you're wanting to continue to pull from your equity. I would recommend using a bank that you have a relationship with in your town, or a credit union is pretty flexible in their terms on their HELOCs as well.
Awesome. Awesome. More golden nuggets. Appreciate it. Okay. You're probably doing better than me, Brenna, with seeing the questions. Honestly, I'm like, I see some comments on the other side. Quite a few of the folks are wanting the replay to this. So guys, do not worry. You will have access to the replay. You can watch it in slow motion, right? Slow mo. And it is all good. Nice. Okay, here we go. Anthony has another one. Great to hear about the cash out. Looking forward to having your contact information for this special situation. You know what? Let's do that right now. So Brenna, do you mind sharing your contact information? Like, how can we best connect with you?
Yeah, definitely. So just write it in Facebook, right?
Yeah, you can write it in Facebook, or if you just want to tell me what it is, and I can go ahead and send it to. And
I want to let you guys know, I also do, it's every Wednesday. It's free. It's just informal. I do a frequently asked questions Zoom every Wednesday at 11 Eastern. And so if they still have questions, they can join that, and I'll put that info in here too.
Oh, that's awesome. Guys, take advantage of that. It's always good to have access like that.
The construction question is weighing on me. Even though I don't do it, I do want to let you guys know another tidbit on that.
Awesome.
You need to watch out, especially look at the area that you are purchasing in. I don't know if I did that right, Rachel. I tried to type the website link, but you might have to re-enter it.
No problem. No problem. And I'll get it with you guys. Don't worry. We're going to make sure you have access to the link to get in touch with Brenna. And Brenna, I'll ask you for access to the Zoom as well, and I'll add that to the group. So that'll be great.
So the construction, if you were looking in the mountainous areas like Smoky Mountains or Georgia or even Montana, any mountainous area, and you're wanting to build, what you do not think of is you close the construction loan, right? You have to close a construction loan before the builder can break ground. Now you have this loan for, let's say, $400,000, and then the builder goes and breaks ground, and guess what? He hits rock. And when they hit rock, it's very expensive to dig, like you're digging through rock. And so you're digging through rock to try to set a foundation, and it becomes very pricey. So watch out for that, because that won't be covered by our contract.
That's good to know. So would someone be running into that same issue, say if it's not necessarily a custom home and it's already kind of subdivided, or do you think that it's still possible in these mountainous regions?
Oh, it's still possible, because they're not breaking ground. I mean, it might be subdivided, but you're not breaking ground until you start to build the foundation.
Gotcha. So that's a really, really good warning, guys. So if you're looking to do new construction in those mountain regions, triple check. So what if we're on a beach location or a Gulf front? Do you see issues like that? What are some things that you think we need to be looking at?
No, you're fine there for, rock, obviously, but do make sure that your foundation is not going to start slowly sinking, if it's close to the ocean, because I've seen waterfront properties that basically aren't sellable because their foundation is slowly eroding. Kind of like, you see the sand dunes, and they say don't get on the sand dunes because they're always continuously rebuilding them. So just keep a watch for that.
Ooh, that's a good one as well. So I do know someone in our membership that's looking to work on a project that is close to the ocean. And then I have another member who's actually more so in the Orlando area where, you know, Disney. So we shouldn't have those types of issues.
Yeah, no, that one should be good.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, this has been awesome. Just a wealth of information. Let me go in here, and Christian, what other questions do you have for me? So here we go. Christian just added a couple more. So Anthony wants to know, is there a minimum income you're looking for or an income to loan ratio? That's a good question.
Yeah, so a debt to income ratio, I believe we can go up to 45% debt to income ratio on it. And what we do is, remember, we take the assets that you deposit and we use that as your monthly income after we average it out. And then we still like look at your personal debt that you have, but we also can add in back in Schedule E rental income and things like that. So it's just like a normal loan, except we're not actually using what's showing on your tax return as your income. We're using what deposits you've made throughout the last year or 2 years and averaging it out.
Awesome. Awesome. That is so good. Okay, let's see. Next question here. Does a HELOC or a cash out refi, I know what that acronym is, so you guys can't trick me this time, affect the approval amount of the investment loan? Oh, that's a great question.
So if they already have a HELOC, is that what it is? Is that what they're asking?
Yeah, like if they just did a HELOC and they just did a cash out refi to get some money going, some capital, well, will that affect whether or not they're going to be approved for the loan?
Yeah, I mean, we have to count the debt against you. So a lot of people think though that once they open up a HELOC that it's going to fully count against them. Well, it's not until you pull from it. So if you have a $300,000 balance HELOC, but you don't have, or a $300,000 line of credit and your balance is only $30,000, then you're only going to be accounted for that debt for $30,000, not the $300,000. So we just take on, the interest only payment on what you accrue on your HELOC, and then we get the final signed closing disclosure from your refinance to add in that new debt and exclude the old debt that you had on that property before you refinanced.
Okay, and so that's for the HELOC. What about a cash out refi? It's almost like you just took the money out.
Oh, that's what I meant. So for the cash out,
okay.
Yeah, the signed CD after the closing, and then I'll replace that, the old debt with that.
Gotcha.
For that property.
Okay, awesome. Got it. So Annette, I hope that makes sense. Okay, Annette's asking, are there states where you do not service? That was smart of her to go where you do not. So or you can feel free to answer it however where do you service or where you do not service?
So I can do the DSCR loan in most states, but the bank statement loan is right now for Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma. And then we are currently waiting for 7 to 8 other states to approve us in their state to be licensed. So I'll have to update you on that as soon as we get approval in those states. But good news is a lot of them are out west states for you guys.
Awesome. Awesome. Is Mississippi one of the ones you're working on? Mississippi,
Not
Arkansas,
quite yet.
any
Not
of those?
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking for a friend. Awesome. So Denise asked, how do we get an appointment? So Denise, great question. I'm sure Brenna is going to allow us to have her appointment link, how to get in touch with her. So stand by. We will definitely add that to the chat for you. All right. So as far as the mortgage shop in general, Stephanie's asking, what states is the mortgage shop licensed in? Are you licensed in Maine? Is Denise. So we have several different people asking questions about where you are licensed. And so those states that she mentioned a little bit earlier, did you mind going over them again and then kind of delineating between bank statement and DSCR, if that's possible?
So we're currently licensed to do bank statement and conventional and jumbo loans in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Texas, and Oklahoma. And we are currently waiting to get approval in a lot of states. Maine is not on this first tier that I'm doing, but Maine, I really do want to get licensed there because personal reasons too. I really like Maine. So it's not yet on the roster, but look for it in May, June-ish.
Nice. Awesome. There you go. Pasha, it is so good to see you. Oh my gosh. So Pasha says, do construction homes include development and permit fees, or is it a different loan required after the build? If you want to hold, what loan do you use to pay off the loan?
Okay. So yeah, permit fees and all that stuff should be included in the cost breakdown from your builder. And then if you just get a normal construction loan and not a construction to permanent, then you will have to refinance out as soon as it's built. And again, the certificate of occupancy is issued by the county. You will refinance into a normal. Hold on just a second.
All right, guys, there you have it. We're live. Real life is happening here. If it wasn't her dogs, it would be mine.
Why wouldn't she bark right now?
Oh yeah, mine was barking a minute earlier. That's what I was taking. I was like, get the dog, please. Oh my gosh, I love it. So as you were saying.
Yeah, so if it's just a normal construction loan, you will have to do a cash or not cash out, but a refinance out of it to a normal fixed conventional form, whatever amortized loan over 30 years. If it is a construction to perm, you won't have to refinance out of it. But yes, the fees and everything like that should be included. And the builder is supposed to give you what's called a cost breakdown, so you can see all those fees listed out for you.
Awesome. Awesome. And Pasha, if you want to follow up with a question, if you're being told something a little different, or if you want to push back on that, feel free to do so. Brenna is very familiar with these processes, so she will definitely be a great resource. Hi, Ron. So Ron's answering me when I was like, where have you been, Ron? So he says, we're still up here in the Poconos, wrapping up that STR project. I can't wait to see how it comes out. I want to see that situation with the carpet, Ron. I don't think I was loving that carpet. So I definitely want to see what it's looking like these days. Awesome. Okay, so Anthony's saying, is New Jersey on your roadmap list of places that you think you're going to be looking for to get licensed soon?
Not as of right now. So
Awesome.
basically, so I don't have all these, like if people are going to start asking about different states. So we are trying to get licensed currently in California, Arizona, Colorado, Montana, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, Illinois, North Carolina. And then our second phase will include states like Maine and possibly Vermont and Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's awesome. All right. So Annette, oh no, Anthony has another one. He goes, here's an acronym soup question. Can I do a CORF on a DSCR loan established 24 months ago? So can I do a cash out refi on a DSCR loan established 24 months ago?
Yep.
Okay, you can. Okay, awesome. I hope that helps, Anthony. Anthony seems like he's getting his ducks in a row. I absolutely love it. Yes. And that's the thing we're seeing right now, right, Brenna? Just be ready to pivot, right? Be ready to pivot. Be ready to like not put your eggs all in one basket. And so gone are the days where we found this property and we're so in love and we're going to get it. No, move on. Okay. You got outbid. I'm sorry. Move on. So,
don't get attached. Move on.
Get attached. And so I love these questions because when it comes to being able to pivot, now is the time, man. I got some whiplash from the pivoting we've been doing.
I'm going to use that now and post a meme of the friend, because like I'm a big Friends fan. So I'm going to be like, you know, don't let interest rates get you down, and post a picture of Ross pivoting. So
there you go. There you go. Exactly. Oh, I love it. Okay. So Annette says, when doing the construction loan, is the lot closing and the property closing, the homing closing, two separate closings? If not, what is the closing process for this type of construction loan?
So it can be, if you want it to be, you can buy the lot first if you want, and then you use your lot as equity as down payment. Or you can just roll it into one loan and then you put down, you know, your 20% or whatever down payment you want to put down above that for the cost to build plus lot cost.
Awesome. That's a great question too, Annette. She's getting her ducks in a row as well. So I love it. So Sandy says, I came in late. What is the down payment? So hi, Sandy, welcome. I don't think we've met. I'm so happy to see you. So Sandy, there are two different down payments, just depending on where you are at on your credit score journey. So I'm going to let Brenna answer the question. So what is a down payment with the bank statement loans?
Yeah, so if you have a 680 median or middle credit score or above, it is 10% down for a primary residence or a second home, or 20% down investment only up to a $3 million loan amount. If you have a little bit lower of a credit score, so a 640 to 680, it would be 15% down for primary or second home, and then 25% down for investment only up to a $3 million loan amount.
Awesome. So Sandy, thanks for joining us. I hope that answered your question. So Pasha says, perfect. So that was in reference to the question that you responded to with the construction loan, the development, the permit fees. So Pasha says, I'm exploring new builds in Oregon, but hear you all about the new construction and the costs, right, Pasha? The cost and the materials has been crazy this year, or even last year, right? It started then, I think. Okay, so Pasha is asking again, how long do you need to hold a DSCR before you can cash out refi?
So you can cash out refi anytime you want, I believe, from a DSCR. I think the rule of thumb is you need to hold the property for 6 months before you refinance. However, most DSCR loans have a prepayment penalty on it for the first 5 years, which sucks. So keep that in mind. There's different types of prepayments, but to get a better interest rate, you're probably going to see a 5-year hard prepayment penalty, which means no matter if you own it 1 year or 4 years, you will pay 5 years of interest or prepayment on the amount that you owe still at closing when you sell or refinance. So keep that in mind. We do have a DSCR option without a prepayment penalty, which is 20% down for properties that are leased. And then as of right now, it's 30% down unleased properties, but that's only for the one that does not have a prepayment penalty. So if it is a short-term rental you're looking at and you don't want to have a prepayment penalty, there is that option, but it would be 30% down as opposed to your general 20.
Wow. Okay. So that's really, really good to know. And I love that information, because what I thought was pretty appealing about the bank statement loans, guys, is that it does not have a prepayment penalty, right?
Nope, that one does not. It's just actually like a normal conventional conforming loan, except it's just off your bank statements and we use deposits as income.
Awesome. All right. We have more acronyms. Tonight is the night of acronyms. Okay. And for some reason, the like evening dose of my coffee is not setting in for me to decipher. Guys, what is LOC? Okay. So Maria, I should have known that. And for some reason tonight is kind of dicey. Okay, so Maria, thank you so much for joining. Maria's asking, do you do line of credits on second homes, vacation homes, BUBA? Is that another acronym or a typo, Maria? Let me know. But do you do line of credits on second homes and vacation homes?
So we don't do home equity lines of credit. We're just a mortgage brokerage. I am looking into it, but it's not like on top priority right now. So your best bet to do home equity lines is a bank that you have a relationship or a credit union.
Okay. So that's a great tip. Get in touch with your local credit union, get in touch with the bank that you have a relationship with to do a home equity line of credit. I saw an amazing home equity line of credit with one of our members this past week. They mentioned PNC Bank. So I'm just going to throw that out there. They got a really great home equity line of credit with PNC. So check that out. Or maybe it was a cash out refi. Either way, take a look. Of course, do your own due diligence. I'm just letting you know what we see our members doing, but definitely wanting to make sure to share that information here. So Donna, welcome. I am so happy to see you. This is your first Zoom with us. Hello. So Donna says we're just starting our research into getting into our first STR here in Florida. That is awesome. I'm so excited for you. So we have a new construction in Florida as well. And so we're really excited. And we have members of our community that are looking in Florida, whether it's like the Panhandle is really hot. Orlando is another area as well. It can get a little dicey with the numbers. So you want to make sure that you're operating in the right communities that are generating the revenue and that are short-term rental friendly. And of course, on the West Coast, the Tampa, Bradenton area, those areas are hot as well. I do know South Florida. I was actually raised in South Florida. Short-term rentals are a little bit dicey because of the regulations, but always, anywhere, doesn't matter where you go, you definitely want to get laser focused on the regulations on that particular property. So welcome, Donna. You're going to learn a lot here. Check out all of the videos and the guides, and definitely love you being here with us. Quay, oh my girl, Quay, I see you. You owe me an explanation on that situation. It's been a trying week. I am sending virtual hugs your way, Quay. So Quay said, when would you use a bank statement loan versus an FHA for a second home? I love that question, Quay. Brenna, tell us like we're 5. Tell us like we are 5 years old. When would you use a bank statement loan versus an FHA loan?
So FHA loan is very miscommonly thought of as the best type of loan for primary residence. So FHA loans are for primary residences only, not second home loans. However, there are better options for you guys out there if you're looking for primary residences, like you are wanting to live in it for a year and then you're going to rent it out and move on and stuff like that. There are better options. We have now we have a 3.5% down up to a $3 million loan amount primary residence loan. That's not government. So we have that as well. There are, if you're looking, if you're actually truly looking for a primary, Fannie and Freddie have a 3% down loan. It goes off of your income, the median income for the area. That's 3% down. So look into your options for that. I would advise against FHA at first if you have another option, because they do have 100% mortgage insurance premium on that, as opposed to any other type of conventional loan. It will fall off. And then, so to answer your question again, bank statement would be if you wanted to do a second home loan and you couldn't qualify using your self-employed income. If I averaged it out and did an income analysis for you for a conventional second home loan.
Awesome. So Quay, I hope that makes sense. So if, for instance, you don't qualify for an FHA, right, then the bank statement loan is what you say that, that's going to be the biggest differentiator. Does that make sense? Quay, let us know if you need Brenna to expound a little bit more on that. Hi, Printessa. Printessa, I don't think we've met before. It's so good to meet you here. And thank you for asking a question. Printessa is asking 3.5% down just for first home buyer, question mark?
Yeah, that's a primary residence loan we rolled out 2 weeks ago.
Nice. And Holly, hi, Holly. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you. Holly says FHA loans are difficult to get accepted in this market. Is that true, Brenna?
Okay. Again, it's, you're supposed to have your FHA as a primary residence, but it is because it's a government loan. So if there's anything messed up, like if there's not a railing on the stairs, like 3 stairs, going down the back steps, and there's not a railing, they're going to make you put up a railing before you close. They're going to make you do a termite inspection. If there's anything, you have to get termite treatment for it. If there's any wood that's rotten or anything that needs to be fixed remotely reported, then you will have to fix that prior to closing. And so that causes a lot of delays. And that's why a lot of people say, they don't want to accept an FHA loan because it could not close within the time frame that it needs to.
Gotcha. So I understand where Holly's coming from with that. So from the perspective of maybe the realtors trying to help their buyer out, if there's an FHA, it gets a little bit challenging if the seller is not wanting to accept an offer with an FHA. Totally get that. All right. So thank you for asking that question, Holly. I so appreciate it. All right. So again, guys, tonight, for those of you who are just jumping in, we are talking bank statement loans, guys. This is something that I haven't really covered before. I just name dropped it last week when I was going over all of the funding strategies that I saw our students in our program use. So over the last 6 months or so, our students have purchased over $9 million in real estate. And what the different funding strategies they've used is anything from a second home loan, a DSCR loan, bank statement loan. And so that's actually when I was learning about it, I was like, what is this bank statement loan? And so it was kind of like simpatico when I saw Brenna mention that she's got the product now. I said, oh, I'm going to need you to come and do a little mastermind teaching to my group about what this bank statement loan is. So again, I so appreciate you being here with us tonight. Donna says, we sold our primary and are now renting in the Orlando area. If we purchase a property to use as an STR, would this be considered our primary residence?
So I answered there too, but let me explain why. So no, it would not be your primary residence because you don't live there. If it's just short-term rental or short-term rental, if it's a vacation home that, isn't close to your property, your primary residence where you're renting, then it can be a second home loan if you intend to vacation there. However, if it's just investment and you're renting your primary residence, then it wouldn't be. But if you plan to move in there, then yes, it would be your primary residence.
Awesome.
Again,
awesome.
Even if you guys aren't, interested in getting a loan right now, I put the link, the mortgageshopprep.com in the chat, because I go over like all of the frequently asked questions and all of the financing questions for you, so you can kind of be better prepared and then get ahead of your competition in this market, so you know what options you have and what you don't have.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you, Brenna. And guys, again, I'm bringing Brenna here tonight because, like I said before, she really does a good job with teaching and answering questions and just kind of thinking outside the box. So I would come with her with this one prong approach. Okay, I need this. She was, okay, these are 3 different ways we can accomplish this. Which one is going to make sense to you? And so that is something that I appreciate in a mortgage broker, someone who can look for another situation, a better way for me to invest. She's not just going to tell you do this. She's going to say, well, you know what? There's something else out there that you didn't even mention. Because look, it's not my job to know the things, right? She's the professional for a reason. And so I love bringing professionals on here. And I appreciate you being here with us, Brenna. So Donna says we're interested in a condo in the Reunion area. Yeah, Donna, oh my goodness, I'm getting really up close and personal with the Reunion Orlando area. Just really great amenities, right? So I really, really like that area as well. Keep an eye out on the cost of the amenities for sure, and the HOA fees. So definitely something to keep your eye on for sure. So Printessa says, I'm currently house hacking a single family home and I'm planning to do another house hack next year. Ooh, I love me some house hacking. What will be the right move? Is 5% down the only option? 5%, that's awesome. But if you're going to house hack, what is that considered? Is that considered kind of a primary situation?
Yeah, I think she's living in it while she's renovating it. So kind of like a BRRRR, just buying it, renovating it and then reselling it, or refinancing, reselling it. Yeah, I mean, if it's your primary residence, you can do 5% down, or that 3.5%, that product that we have. However, if it's something that you have to renovate, you have to make sure that it is livable and it will pass, an appraisal inspection, and it has to have heat, and it sounds weird, it has to have an oven and a refrigerator in the kitchen, and it has to obviously have running water. So anything that you could think of to make it habitable, you have to have before you can close on it.
Awesome. And you know what? So with the house hacks, Princess, if you want to share a little bit more, what I love about them is you can live in one portion, right? And then the other portion, say it's a duplex. I've seen it done with duplexes, or a 2-family where the basement is finished and then the main house, versus, a 3-family. So if you're going to look for like a small multi, it would have to be 4 units or less, right? To be, to qualify probably for one of those primary loan products. Brenna?
Yes, 1 to 4 units.
Awesome. So it is her primary. Fantastic. So guys, we are coming to a close. I know, Brenna, you've got to jump. I've got to jump. I've got another event to attend tonight. I just wanted to thank every single person for being here with us tonight. I hope you had found this information valuable. Definitely tap in with Brenna. She is sharing her mortgage shop link with you, so that if you're ready to go ahead and connect with her. And if you still have questions, whoa, what a resource, right? Why not hang out with her on the live Q&As that she is hosting on a week-to-week basis? Because honestly, guys, this is one of the very first pillars, right? We want to make sure we have our finances in place. We want to make sure we're ready to go, because nothing will kill an offer like not having your finances in place. So if you want those realtors to pay attention to you and to make sure that, you're getting your offer out, definitely connect with Brenna and get your questions answered. Any final words or final thoughts for the community tonight, Brenna?
Just keep going at it and don't give up. It is challenging right now with interest rates. However, interest rates were like this 2 years ago. So pre-COVID, interest rates this is pretty, norm. It will go higher than that eventually. I believe this summer, if I'm predicting correctly, than it did 2 years ago. However, if you're still cash flowing, You want to work with loan originators that know how to tell you what your monthly payment difference is going to be. So people see an interest rate and freak out, right? So you might see a 5.125 and then see it go up to 5.5. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. But if you really do the math, it may only be $75 to $100 more a month. And so it's not just about the interest rate. You want to look at your payment, and you want to get somebody that can help you look at your cash flow and know how to look at that and make sure it's the right deal for you. Don't let any lenders, bully you into trying to lock in a property because interest rates are going up. You want to be comfortable with your purchase, and you want to make the right decisions. And then again, feel free to come to that class. Is when I open up the mortgage shop company, is to educate you guys and help you guys find the best product that fits you.
Awesome. I love it. And if it's up a little bit more per month, $75 per month, that's why we add coffee bar, waffle bar, some amenities, on the property. There you go. There you go. We're going to look, prices are going up a little bit, guys. We're going to share this cost. I love it, guys. And so definitely tap in if you want to learn more, for those of you who are new about what we're doing in the academy and how, our people are getting access first come, first serve, right? Access, white glove service, and are getting, deals and access to lenders and having those types of conversations. We actually have a really cool market analysis that we're going to be looking at a new tool this week, as well as dynamic pricing. We have a revenue manager and a designer that does some teaching in our master class as well. So definitely chime in, DM me, and I'm definitely happy to connect you. And so Brenna, again, thank you. I so appreciate you being with us tonight. I look forward to your 11 a.m. Eastern, right? 11 a.m. Eastern Q&As. Is it every Tuesday or
Wednesday? So tomorrow.
Every Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow. Guys, jump in on it, right? Get your ducks in a row. So thank you, Brenna. I hope you are all inspired. I hope you now have some more information and access to a new product that is launching with the Mortgage Shop. Brenna, thank you. And you have a wonderful and amazing evening. I so appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.